Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Eli and this is Thick Threads, a channel dedicated to my cross stitch and other crafts. If you're a returning viewer, thank you so much for returning. And if you're a new viewer, I hope you like what you see and consider subscribing and reaching out to me through my Instagram or my comments. Today I got a lot to go through. I have a start and fully finish. I have 3 starts, 3 whips, some plans, a shout out. We have to see our giveaway winner, and I do have a bit of haul. So I think we should probably get going. So for my start and fully finish, I do not have it with me at the moment. It was a gift for my coworker, which I talked about in my last floss tube. But that is Hope is the Thing with Feathers by Mojo Stitches, which is in the current just cross stitch that just came out last week or 2 weeks ago. So this is, I'll have 2 images of the finish and then the fully finish. I found this very nice frame at a thrift store and it worked really well. The fabric is 18 count gilded by Mystic Fabrics and a full color conversion with stash. I think it was 3 fancy flosses and 1 DMC, and the specific names are on my Instagram. And I also talk about it in my last video. I was very happy how it turned out. My friend really liked it, so that is Hope is the Thing with Feathers. So in terms of starts, 2 of them are for Sampler September, and then 1 is my usual style that I'm doing. So my first Sampler September start, which I started on September 1st, is Charlotte Watkins 1866 by Quaint Rose Needle Arts. Here's the pattern. I did a full color conversion inspired by seeing some colors on the current sampler, the antique sampler that the designer Macy showed on her floss tube, and just wanting a different color palette overall. I talked about it, I don't know about last floss tube, but maybe the one before? The one before, yeah. I go through my colors and all that, not in great detail, but I go through it a little bit more. So I'm happy to report that I stitched on this for 6 days. I really like this piece and how the colors are turning out, and I really can't put it down. So here it is. Oh, I have a whole bag that I took with it. So here is Charlotte Watkins. I will say that this fabric is going to be a bit of a nuisance to capture on video and photo, because it's much darker and vibrant in person. When I zoom in, it's a little bit better, because when I zoom out, it also could be just how big this hoop is, because again, it fits the hoop that I misinterpreted size, um, but that could also be swallowing it. So the fabric is a one-of-a-kind from Volcano Stitching, which I got from their Etsy page. It's a dark like a turquoisey, a kind of bluey green. So I started with this castle, which will be the middle of my piece because I am shortening this. I'm just taking out 2 of the big picture stitching sections, and then I'm moving things around and all that. So I got the castle done, and then there's this little plant, and then this big, the first tree or plant. It is dual color. It is not supposed to be dual color. I already got confused. It's supposed to be this color fully, but I didn't change it for 2 reasons. One, it's Roxy Floss, a fancy floss. I'm not taking it out. It's a waste. I feel like it's a waste of money. And I love the purple so much, I don't want to take it out. Second, and this is the reason why I chose Charlotte Watkins in the first place. It's a classic example of a sampler where Charlotte made mistakes and she just figured it out. You can kind of see it. Well, I don't know if you would consider this a mistake, because this one is just off center because it just is compared to the other ones. It's very hard to see. But For example, her name, she realized she may have not left enough room for the year, so she did over one. There's one berry that got messed up, so she did over one. And that's what I really like about it. And it's also a lot of mashing of colors. So I just imagine Charlotte like just going wild, just trying to stitch this up. And that's why I really gravitated towards it. So in spirit of Charlotte, I just left it. And I really like how it looks. So yeah. Um, Here is the full color palette. So this is in terms of colors, I think I kept in terms of color tone um one or two, like an orange and maybe this light yellow over here. But I just changed them to Fancy Floss. So this is a majority DMC. Like all of this is DMC. And then I have two Roxy Flosses and here's more DMC. I have two Roxy Flosses and three Pirate and Robin, four Pirate and Robin. And the Fancy Floss, except for the Roxy Flosses, well, I'm not gonna say that, I guess. I was gonna say that they were just in my stash, but I think if I remember, I kind of bought them in this with this pattern in mind. I just didn't know if they would fully make it in the end, which luckily they all did. Um, so that's that. I cannot wait to put in more colors and just get going on this. I will just continue working on this throughout September, and we'll see how I am at the end of September, but I do believe that I'll probably be working on this more throughout the year. So that is Charlotte Watkins. The next one, and I'm super excited about, is my own design, which I talked about last time. I won't say its name as now, just to keep things a little bit hidden. Uh, I started this, I think, September 6th, like a week in, and I only did 2 days. Yeah, 2 days. So here it is. Not a lot. Still a little ambiguous, I believe. This is done on an 18 count Hydra by Black Dahlia Fabrics on Etsy. It is a full palette of DMC. Has 10 colors. I need to buy some. I'm running into a thing where I just need to buy a couple of skeins of 310 because a lot of things need 310 and I don't have enough. But here's the palette. Very fall-y, very late summer, fall kind of colors. Right now I only have the very prominent and very important for the overall history of this sampler, yellow and garnet. Really like it. Yeah, I'll be stitching it up. I'll try to get more days on it. Again, Charlotte, it's so fun to stitch on Charlotte. And of course, this being my own design, there's always that in mind. Because I do believe, I already decided I'm changing something from the pattern, because it's full, like, the pattern's fully drafted. I already decided to change an aspect that's quite, not huge, but like a good portion. So I will be figuring that out while stitching. Which I remember hearing like designers do, and I was like always interested in that. I was like, oh wow, maybe that can't be me because I would like to have everything kind of planned out because that's who I am. But here we are. All right, let me put that in the bag later. My next one is both. Well, okay, let's see what I can do with this. It is a start, but there's also a finish within it, and that's my Stitch for Pride. Okay, I can show both. So let's do the finish first. I just wanted to do it both at the same time. So this was my finish for Stitch for Pride September, dedicated to Saint Augustina. Nope, Saint Anastasia. It is done with a Roxy Floss variegated in Hazelwood, and I loved how it turned out. Really loved it. So for what month are we in? No, this was August. Sorry, this was August, and This is for September. There's so many needles. I have needles. So many needles in this. So this month's pattern is dedicated to, I believe it's Lily. Ooh, every time I forget to double check before I hit record. This is she is a European woman who was the first ever woman to have a sexual reassignment surgery. She's also she was the person document like she had a movie based on her called The Danish Woman. A big part of our readings is exploring that because yeah, of it wasn't done in a good way. Basically, like the first biggest issue was Eddie Raymond played Lily, where it was during a time that there were trans actresses that could play her. So that's the first thing. And I never saw the movie, so I'm not surprised if there's more issues with it. But we do have readings regarding that adaptation and what it did wrong and what it could have done better. So that's it. The motif is like a cocoon, chrysalis. Yeah, chrysalis of a butterfly. And I really liked it. The floss that I'm using for this month's motif, I matched kind of the vibe of the called for, which is the algae rasta hand dyed. It is a one of a kind from Bryn and Needle, which I'm bummed out because I don't know their kind of situation regarding the tariffs. I don't know if I'll be able to get any Brennan Needle for the foreseeable future, which I love Brennan Needle, I love their fabric, I love their flosses especially, so I don't really have enough in my opinion, but I was happy to get this one. Yeah, it's a one of a kind I got from a mystery bag, which they no longer sell at the moment. They could in the future. I don't know what the best. I've seen in their catalog a color that's similar to this. I just forget its name. But if you are interested, they do have that. And that is my Stitch for Pride, both my finish and my start. And I worked on it one day for the new start, and I don't remember how long. It's like 1 or 2 days. Because I was doing what I was doing for doing the hope is the thing for feathers, and that just took me a weekend to do. So I think I did it a couple of days to get that finished up. Um, but yeah, okay. Oh, so those are all my 3 starts. I forgot that because of the Stitch for Pride, it was both. I thought, oh, where am I? So that are all my starts, and now we will go on to my whips. So first whip I have is my Parakeet and Jacaranda Tree by Mud Puppy Stitches. This is a model stitch that I'm doing for her. It's also going to be a Christmas gift for my grandma. Looking at my Notion, I think it says I've only done 2 days since the last Flosstube. I feel like I've done maybe 1 or 2 more, but this is the last time that you saw it, and this is where it is now. So I fully completed this flower, and now I am trying to get to the other side with the flowers. Kenzie, it is, I don't, dense stitching maybe not isn't the right word, but there's a lot of color, not a lot of switches. It's just you got to keep in mind of what you're going, but the payoff, especially the bird. Oh, there, I live next to an alley. Friday night, so it's gonna be loud. The payoff is so worth it at the end. It just takes a bit, and also because this is model, I want to make sure I don't make any mistakes or any of that, just in case. I don't want to really rip it out or frog it. This is done on a 18 count, nope, 20 count raspberry swirl by Atomic Ranch Fabrics, and it is all called for DMC. And yeah, tweet tweet. I don't know if parakeets go tweet tweet. Yeah, do all birds go tweet tweet? In broad generalizations of bird or animals. Maybe. So that's that. My next whip, I forgot also that the Stitch for Pride is done on a 32 count Lugana in Artemis by Atomic Ranch. Yeah. So I make sure I say all my fabrics. So my next one is my round robin that I'm currently working on for the hashtag iconic ink circles round robin. And this is for Krista Clover Hop Stitching on Instagram. This is quicker floral puzzle. I have the pattern up here. I worked on this for 4 days, trying to get it done to get sent to the next person. This is the last time you saw it. And then this is where it is now. So the majority, I believe, of those 4 days, I may have finished some other stuff. Maybe I don't really remember, but I remember it really was this this kind of swooping green motif that I was really working on these past couple of days. Yep, I forget if I don't know. I did finish, except for maybe like just 4 here and there, fully almost done with the first page. That was the only thing I have left, so now I'm on the second page. So that is exciting. This is done on an 18 count Scotsman by Stitch Me with the code for DMC. Really loving it. Love the opportunity by Krista to switch up some of the colors of the flowers. That makes it interesting. And again, having the working copy, as I always say, makes this much easier than my other ink circles that I didn't do with a working copy. And yeah, it just makes it easier, and it's not as much of a hassle as I thought it would be. So that's Quaker Floral Puzzle. Alrighty. Let's see. My last whip is our good old Garden Bear. I only worked on this since the last time you saw it for 1 day, which you'll see why. This is Garden Bear by the Artsy Housewife, a Patreon exclusive, which will be released later. And this is the last time you saw it. And then here it is. Now, I did post this on Instagram, so some of you may have seen this already. I only did a little bit of work since the last time. And basically, the thing where it is now, it's fully color completed for all the other stuff. What's rest is this dark brown fill-in all around here. So I completed this little part that I had left, is kind of like, not eyebrows, but the upper eye patch areas. I filled in, I did these 2 lines up here, and then I filled in the kind of rim of the ear in dark brown for that one. So what's only left is the dark brown. So I'll probably work on this weekend. I'll probably get it up to half here, and then I'll just have this. This is done for my Fat Bear Weekly Sal, which I'm hosting, and will be technically done October 8th, Fat Bear Tuesday. So because I'm so close, I will get this fully finished by that time, which I'm very excited for. Yeah, 18 count gilded by Mystic Fabrics. Oh yes, I was like, didn't I say that right? I did use the same piece of fabric for Hope is the Thing with Feathers, but this is the other half. Yeah, called for DMC. Very fun. Bear. Okay, sorry. Alrighty, that's my whips. Steady progress. Of course, having 3 new starts really hindered me in the sense of getting progress as last month, especially with Charlotte, because I love working on it so much, and I really want to get some work put on it. I already have 2 motifs now, which is great. So in terms of plans till the next time, it's kind of the usual. Again, trying to focus more on the Quaker and the parakeet for obvious reasons. They have deadlines in my head. I just want to get them done because they need to be sent to different people. And I don't want to have any of them waiting too long. Again, Charlotte is something I just pick up and just work on it, but I do also want to work on my own design, so I have to um, put that in there. So I think what I've been doing is weekdays, it's just a rotation each night between the four pieces being Quaker, Flora Puzzle, Charlotte Watkins, my design, and parakeets. I don't know why that took so long for me to remember. So I've been rotating those in the weekdays, and then weekends I can work on those, but I also give time for the bear, garden bear, and Stitch for Pride because those are smaller. I also got. I didn't show you because I haven't worked anything on it. It technically be yeah. I got the final person's part of the Paka Studio round robin, so now need to start that because we have a deadline for that being in October, which is totally doable. It's very tiny, um, so I need to work on that probably this weekend or some weekend in September to start getting progress on that. Alrighty. Oh, I was like, I am working on more stuff. Technically, I am. I have one more whip I can't show you, sadly, because it is my small for the Smalls Exchange that will be happening at Stitch Pluto, which is the retreat I'll be going to in late October. So I won't be showing that till I, of course, give the small. The person receives the small, which by then I'll have photos and videos of it. So I'll show y'all after October 26th. But that's going well, almost that way. It is on a linen, so I'm a second project on linen, which is always still learning, but it's going well. It's a small, so next up, we'll be doing the giveaway for the banana oil fabric. I have it here. This was a donation, or like a part of the Stitchy kindness that Christy, the owner of Banana Oil, gave to me. I got it caught on a keychain. I got the tag on a keychain. I don't know how I did that. Oh, here we go. Here we go. It's this lovely 20 count Beta. And I had anyone who was interested in the fabric to put banana in their comment. And the winner of that giveaway is Heather Anderson 5668. I'll have the comment up. So Heather, if you want to reach out to me through my email, which you'll have here with your address, I'll get that to you. Great. That is the giveaway. Next up, I do have a shout out, so exciting to shout out because I've seen this person through Instagram. We first were friends there, and when I saw that she was hinting at making a Flosstube, I was so excited. And that is Sam at Slow Snail Stitching on Instagram and now Flosstube. Sam just released her first episode, and it was amazing. No surprise there. All her whips are just so gorgeous, so creative. The way she like changes colors and do different things. A major highlight for me was she's working on a Kathy Berg, or technically Kathy for Carriage House Samplings. Doesn't really matter. A very lovely like starry house, and she kind of changed the colors. And I loved the piece so much. I loved it when she first showed it on Instagram, and now I can see it in video, which is amazing. And yeah, really cool. Please, I see the views are going up, but if you haven't had the chance to see her, I would highly recommend it. And she'll be coming back in my haul a little bit because she gave a recommendation, and I quickly took it. The only other thing I want to show before we go to the haul is kind of like a sewing plan / sewing project. I did create a new project bag by myself using the Elizabeth Cannon Stitch project bag tutorial, which she has a couple. So this is the latest one. Yeah, the project bag latest one. I saw her create the bag she made using. I saw her create the bags that she gave for gifts. I think it was for Stitch North for all the people who were starting Cherry Magpie. I still love the fabric and how it looked. That when she made a tutorial, I did want to follow it just to get, again, just testing my sewing skills and all that. So I made this. I love this purple fabric. I will be honest in saying it was supposed to be the green fabric, which is the interior fabric, was supposed to be the outside fabric, and then this was supposed to be the inside lining. But when I was sewing it, I don't have that much sewing thread color, so I chose a green that I thought would work, like a dark green. And when I was quilting it, I realized that it kind of matches more the purple than the green. So I decided just to switch it, which I do like. I mean, luckily I chose the same fabric as the binding, so you can see that also on the pop outside. Of course, as usual, I broke 2 needles trying to make it. These dang chunky zippers, and maybe it's just again, I need to get a walking foot or something, or just figure out when I have a lot of layers. So, classic Eli. This side was fabric. Luckily, also it was at the last step, which has happened before. So I did fabric glue this part of the binding down. And I got this cute little milk tank keychain. So this is the shiny milk tank. It is a regular milk tank. And what's inside this? It's also funny because it's of the history of me seeing this with Elizabeth Can Stitch. Is my birthday star, which my birthday is in October 2nd, and it is Cherry Magpie. So my Cherry Magpie is in this bag. It was going to be in a different bag, which we'll see a little bit later. But due to this something else, it made more sense to put it in here. And I got it fully kitted up. I need to like put the floss in Flosstube, but I went to Rittenhouse Needlepoint, got the flosses, and I have my Brennan needle, Fizzy Pop, 36 count linen, and I cannot wait. It's in a layer. Now it's in a lovely, lovely bag. Alrighty, quite fast, but I was honestly trying to get through it. There is a bit of haul, so I don't want this too long. So if you are not into haul, totally understand. I hope to see you next time. I am pretty sure I'll go to, was it autumn harvest? The next Lindy Stitches retreat, which is next weekend. I will probably be there, most likely, unless maybe I'm just not feeling it. So you'll see me at Whip Speed Dating. You'll see me in the rooms, of course, stitching probably Charlotte Watkins and who else? Who knows what else? But thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a fun time stitching. Alrighty, now we are going to get into haul. So there is a bit in terms of also just different things I got, but it's all kind of cross-stitch related. And this kind of encompasses kind of last month and up to the end of last month and now up to this point. So the thing that was happening at the kind of later, the ending of August was Rittenhouse Needlepoint. My LNS has an end of summer sale, so things that they kind of want to get out. They have extra stock. They have it in great prices. So there was a couple things. I got floss and a pattern. So the pattern, which I've been looking for, like I've always had it, but I just been procrastinating buying it online a lot. And so now that they had it on sale, I was like, I need to get it. Is the Blue Flowers, the Birdie Bowl, which I've had a fabric in mind for this. I bought it specifically for it for since I started, so months. Guess what? It's another Brennan needle. Brindale's not sponsoring this episode, but I wish they would. Um, so I'm so excited. I have Birdie Bowl. It's a good pattern. I'll make copies of it so I can just keep track. My fabric is the same color as this yellow bird, so I'll have to replace this. I think I'm going to make another quail because I love quail so much, so I'll just rechart a new quail because this is she's really classic blue flower. She has all the birds listed, so it's a California quail, and the bird that is would get ghosted is the American goldfinch. So apologies to the American goldfinch, but it is what it is. Looks like all DMC, which is great. The only thing I mean, even before I found out this news, I'll say in a moment, I was gonna switch this to like another variegated floss I had, but I saw someone share with me, maybe it was Ink Circles posted or someone else, that their DMC's discontinuing their variegated. So these two uh, these two colors in the basket were Caribbean Bay and Camouflage, which she says are variegated DMCs. So I've never seen variegated DMCs in like a store that I went to, so I wasn't planning to get them. So I will probably just either find another DMC or find variegated floss. So, Birdie Bowl. The other things I got were they were having sale on Steph Francis. I believe that's how you pronounce it. Steph Francis, both silk and floss. And I needed a skein of silk for a project which I want to do next year. So we'll talk about it another time. But I did get this. So while there was a sale, I was like, let me get it. This lovely variegated orange, light yellow, Steph Francis, 12 PS 11. They don't have like names, they just have the numbers. And then while I was there, I got 2 strands of this pink. This is cotton, not silk. Variegated. It's more fuchsia in person. It's coming out a bit more red in the video. This was just in case. So, okay, Fizzy Pop in my Cherry Magpie, which I just showed you, is like hot pink. So one of the fancy flosses that JetX Stitch charted was Zinnia, which I thought, which would just ghost, but I was like, just to make sure, this is not an exact copy of Zinnia, but it's in the same way. It's like a hot pink variegated. So I got this just in case of like, if it does work, maybe I should use this rather than Raspberry Sorbet by Roxy Floss, which is more red, not pink. This was like ghosting 100%. So I'm glad I did not get Zinnia, even though I would use it somewhere else. And now I get to use this somewhere. So those are my 2 things from Rittenhouse's slash summer sale. I've talked about these, but I got my needlework market orders in the mail, so I'm super excited. Garden of Shadows by Sprouting Lupine. Super excited. I dyed a piece of Hardinger Ada I got from Krista Cloverhop Stitching, which I showed 2 or 3 Flosstubes ago. And this is Broken Wings Welcome by Shaded Stitchery, which I will be using a very hot yellow, like a very intense yellow, like shown. This they called for cottage garden threads, which there is a couple. I was checking on Rittenhouse. It is the most expensive cotton thread in the store, so I might change them out for Threadworks, which is just $1 cheaper. So I'm like, so we'll see. We'll see what I do. It's only 5 of them, so we'll see. But I do love it a lot. With my order from Abby Topnotch, who I ordered from, she did give this amazing piece of floss for free. There's no name on it. I saw in terms of like brand, so maybe she dyed it. I'm going with, which is amazing. I already decided that I will be using it for kind of the lighter greens in some of the plants, just to get some variegated floss in it and also lessen how much I have to buy. Like I think I'm pretty dead set on using for this heat, like this like pattern-ish part of the pattern, Olivia by Pirate and Robin that I use for Stitch for Pride. So, which is kind of this kind of darker red, but it variegates into purple, which is fine because it won't blend into my fabric. So that's that. Next up is, where did I get this? I was just scrolling on Etsy like I usually do with cross stitch patterns, and I saw this. It was, I think, a store, like a cross stitch store that has like an Etsy profile, which some of them do. I was like, this is so weird. I've never seen this pattern before, but it looks cool. And I tried to search it online. I was like, could not really find it. So this is called Tail Feathers Sampler. It's that classic. They took a photo and it's glued to the thing. It's done by, I don't know. It says Moon Soup Woolen Stitchery Designs by Crazy Folk by Karen Fail and Melissa Young. I don't know who's like this. Maybe this was a store and then it also had design, kind of like a kitten stitcher and stitching kitten. I don't know. I could not really find any more patterns per se from this, and I couldn't even really find tail feathers being sold online. What's really cool, as you can see, is it's a dual pattern. So here is you can kind of like a felt wool pattern piece, and then this is the cross stitch piece. But you know, it's that classic funky bird, big flower, fun. I think I've said this before. I love when samplers, if they have alphabets, it's a little weird rather than just a straight line. So this is, I won't show, of course, the pattern, but I can't really, I don't know. Here's a sense of the wool. I don't think you can get it because you kind of have to trace the wool. But yeah, I'll probably do a full color conversion. I think I'll just use a palette from another whip. I'm thinking of using the Studio Paca palette and crossing it over because it's the same amount of number of flosses, and it'd be cool to have it in that kind of neon-y, pastel-y, darker tones. So that's tail feathers. I do believe the Etsy store, it didn't sell out when I got mine. So there is a couple left. So if you are interested, just let me know and I can send who I got it from. Because I really could not find this pattern online anywhere, so it could just be those one-offs or just not available. So finally, the final thing. Oh no, before the final thing, this is what Sam at Slow Snail Stitching recommended. She knows of an Etsy page that's called Quilt Sandwich, which offers fabrics for quilting and other things. But she said that what they have, a quilting is like kind of a fat quarter bundle package. So 4 to 6 fat quarters of fabrics that go well with each other. That would be good for a quilt, or a block. But for also Sam, she uses a lot for project bags, which I'm like, oh, that's great. Because, I mean, I love clashing fabrics, so, but it's also good to kind of have options in terms of things that go well. But primarily as well, so she said that, I went to the Etsy page immediately, found a bundle that I was like, I need it, so I bought it. And I need it for two things. One, project bags. Secondly, it had a fabric that I thought went well with my Thunderstorm by Sprouting Lupine finish. Because I was looking for it. I was looking for one that would go well with it because I want to make it into a dice bag. I couldn't find it like in my reuse store and other places, so this was such a save. So let's go through them. There's this lovely. It's all kind of like nighttime neon, which is very me. So there we go. Kind of like ginkgo leaves, which I love. I have this. And then this fabric is, oh yeah, sorry, going everywhere. This is the fabric that will be used both outside and probably inside of my thunderstorm, because it's kind of a nighttime mush for me. The colors doesn't match 100% because no, because thunderstorm is more grays and yellows, but it's still I like it. And then finally, this was also something that I might use for a project soonish. This lovely fox fabric. So yeah, very affordable in my view, especially with fabric. You know, sometimes they can get, especially you get into these quilting websites, fabric workshop websites. You can get up there to get like a bundle or charm pack or fat bundle core pack. So, and it's kind of like, and Sam talked about this, which I also gravitate towards. It's like, so it was curated already, so it kind of takes that step away with you, because sometimes you don't want to do that. Lastly. So for Cherry Magpie, when I was thinking about it, it was my birthday start, so I really wanted a special bag, and I was tired of making bags at the moment, so I did go on Etsy and buy a bag, and I had this one for a couple months on my favorited, and luckily no one snatched it up, because I love the colors and all that. But I realized that it was big enough to fit Charlotte Watkins inside the hoop, and that hoop is 12 inches. This bag is 13 inches, 13 by 13, or 13 by 13 something. So I did switch it. So the bag that I created, that I showed you for Charlotte, for Cherry Magpie, was going to be for Charlotte. And the bag I'm going to show you right now was for Cherry Magpie. So I just switched them. So here's the bag. Of course, didn't double check before recording. I will have the name of the Etsy shop slash sewer on the screen, because she does. I don't know who it is, but there's a lot of different kind of quilty patchworky patterns. But I love the colors. Love blue and purple. It's a huge bag, one of the biggest bags I have, but it's perfect for Charlotte. Um, and what's cool, as you can see, which didn't come through on the Etsy page, so I had no idea that this was what it looked like. I don't know. There's glitter. I'm sorry. I was just staring at it. I got mesmerized. There's glitter, as you can see. I don't know if it came on the fabric like that, or she did it. It might have put it be. I don't really know. It does look uniform where it is. So maybe it was part of the fabric. But I've never seen that before. But it like glitters and glows as well. And of course, I got my feeling fruity keychain on it. I don't know why I put that with Charlotte, maybe because of the trans pride flag colors that I was first inspired by. Um, but yeah, I love it a lot. Um, yeah, special treat to treat yourself to like a bag that someone else made. I mean, it is fun to make your own bags, but I mean, when it's something so cool in terms of color, fabric, and all that, and it was big enough for my big project, I I wanted to, and I could, and so I did. Alrighty. Uh, I think that's everything. Really was kind of a flash. I'll see you in 2 weeks. Again, I'll probably be at mid. Still don't know it. Don't have my glasses on the Lindy Stitches event next week, and I hope to see you there. And please reach out through comments, DMs, emails, whatever. And I hope to see you soon. And I hope you enjoy the stitching that you're doing and will continue to do.